said, one has become. Your marathon is starting. This is the last run of the entire marathon, entire event, and Brandino is going to show us how to play Solid Lost World on 3DS. This game is amazing. I played a lot. I suck at it, but let's see how an actual speedrunner of this game blasts through the entire game and we go to supersonic speed. So Brandino, take it away.
Oh, well, I think we're live. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to Sonic Lost World 3DS and the end of Not the Same. I'm Brandino. You've met me enough times already. Tim, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Tim Tanium, and I'll be commentating for this run. I've played this game quite a few times now. I ran this back a few years ago and had the world record in any percent for a little bit, so that was fun.
Yeah, I learned everything I know basically off of Tim's world record, 119 any percent world record at the time. Since then, we've gone on to like optimize, get some new strats, make some changes from other people here and there, but I'd say the majority of everything I know came from Tim's original run.
A lot of digging went into that, a lot of experimenting.
Yeah, this game is so goofy, has massive levels, and honestly there's a couple like developer intended skips, like stuff where like you kind of have to know the layout of the level and where certain whisk capsule is hidden in order to skip like other sections of the game. It's pretty wild. So I think without further ado, we can start. I'll count us down in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so Lost World has the most unique moveset you're going to see in any individual Sonic game after the Boost era, because no other game has the spin dash kind of like this.
Yeah, so as you can see, the spin dash can be used between jumps, and Sonic can double jump while maintaining the spin dash the entire time. As long as the spin dash button is held, Sonic can move around and jump as much as he pleases.
And the thing is that this game has... what am I trying to say? This game has a run button as well, something very unique to it. No other Sonic game has a run button. And normally, you know, you only want to be holding the run button if you are not spin dashing, but recently we found out that actually holding the run button while spin dashing actually affects your airspeed. You go a lot faster. So it's pretty necessary to be holding run while you're spin dashing in basically the entire level. Because I don't want to be missing out on any chances where Sonic is made slightly faster by the run button. And there's a lot of really small cases where that's the thing. So this run is all speed stages, which means that it's basically New Game Plus. We're going to be going through every level in the game, utilizing wisps that we did not previously have in many of those levels to open up much faster paths or strats. Case in point, using Asteroid and I'm going to call this Windmill Island. I've been playing too much Unleashed lately. In Windy Hill 1.
Yeah, normally on a first playthrough that's not available to the player.
And I'm going to take this a little safe here. You can spin dash, jump from where you stand, but you have really, really low amount of space to make that normally, so I want to make it safe. And
yeah, spin dashing is the fastest form of movement in this game for the most part, so maintaining that between jumps is key to maintaining speed.
Yep. And the one thing about this version of the game versus the console version is that you actually can double jump with spin dash, whereas in console you cannot. So that actually adds quite a bit to our movement arsenal.
That was a good first stage.
That was very good. So Windy Hill Zone 2. One thing about this game is that it's super Mario aesthetic. Like, there's just so much Mario going on. And I think that's really prevalent in, like, how you look at the way that Windy Hill 2 is an underground stage.
Yeah, I thought this was the Mario Galaxy game.
It is!
Is that not what you're running?
Oh yeah, this is Mario Galaxy. Basically, you can tell by this weirdly tubular design with very funky gravity. Alright, I'm gonna do a really cool trick here that I've started doing recently. But normally this is supposed to be the big section to introduce horizontal wall running. But recently, I kind of found that you don't really have to do that if you don't want to. You can just go on top of it. This saves about half a second over doing the wall running. And it's really tricky because you actually don't have a lot of space to make some of these jumps with how fast the spin dash is moving.
Yeah, it's really cool to know that the developers knew about this because they placed 5 little rings there, so you knew that you could go up there.
You'll see that again later, but there's a couple places where it's like, it feels like this should be technically out of bounds, but they put some rings up there, so they knew you'd figure it out. I think developers of Sonic have largely given up thinking that people won't get places they want to go.
Yeah.
Nice, we bounced off that ring capsule there to get a little more height so we didn't have to climb the wall. Minor optimization. Now, this level actually has the Burst Wisp in it in New Game Plus style categories, but I have yet to really come up with a route that makes Burst faster. I think there's potential there, but there's a lot to figure out in terms of logistics, because Burst is really hard to control. We're going to see Burst coming up in a later Windy Hill stage, but it's maybe my least favorite Wisp in any Sonic game.
Yeah, it's very annoying in 3D particularly.
Yeah, it was not designed for 3D, and this game exclusively uses it in 3D. Okay, here's a cool strat I started doing recently, but you can just hop this loop from the bottom here and skip going over the whole thing. I love that strat. Alright, and we got a sick ending coming up, so let's see if I can pull it off.
Yes, very tight jumps.
Alright, here we go, let's go. Beautiful,
Nice.
and a 215.
That's great, yeah.
Wow, that was beautiful. Don't always get those jumps at the end, so always happy to do them.
Yeah, it's hard to consistently get some shallow jumps in there.
Because you really just want to tap jump from each platform repeatedly, but the real problem with doing that is that there's stuff on those platforms that want to mess you up. So Windy Hill Zone 3 is a level that I've put in, I don't know how many hours to reroute with the laser. But it's because it's so much fun. Because you skip all of the auto-scrollers in this level with laser. There's normally you have to stop and fight the boss 3 times. And in any percent category, we can skip one of the boss fights. But with laser, we can skip them all.
Oh yeah, we just skipped one right there. You probably didn't even notice.
And that's a strat that I found from digging through old TSC comments from like 2015. We've had to do a lot of archaeology for this game because there just is not a lot of information, recorded runs, or anything out there.
Yeah, another problem with the 2D stages in particular is because the camera is so close to Sonic, it's difficult to know exactly what level layout is happening at any given time in the stage. Especially with the funky gravity that can happen, especially in like this level, and I think Tropical Coast 1. Those two are very labyrinth-esque in their design, I'd say, with gravity.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's disorienting, to say the least. So we're already in the third section. We skipped the third fight already. Now the third section, the skip for the fight is completely different. We're actually going to be utilizing this funky gravity to make it work. And it should be noted, something about the laser in this game. So in any game that laser appears, normally the deal is, if you laser into, like, one of those sets of laser diamonds, then, like, you automatically will make it through the entire chain of diamonds. In this game, if you start the laser from too far back, you won't be able to make it through the chain. You'll die at some point. Alright, hang on,
Yeah, the
skip
laser
time.
wisp will run out.
We skipped the boss!
Nice. There
We
was the
didn't
jump.
see him once.
Yeah, funky gravity jump. We hate Zaz here.
Yeah, no, it's amazing how much better this level got once I could skip Zaz. So here's our first major level that you wouldn't see in any percent. This category runs through all of these extra stages that exist, which are like kind of like extra wisp challenges you get for collecting all the red rings in a given level. And each of them, it literally is just like they give you one wisp that you gotta use, and that's how you're gonna get through the challenge. And here you're gonna see Burst.
Everyone's favorite wisp.
This is a handheld exclusive wisp that has been appearing since Colors DS. It appeared in Generations 3DS and Lost World now. I think it appears in Forces on console, but I don't know because I've never played that game.
Pretty sure it does. Yeah, it definitely does.
So the way Burst works is that you explode. You hold it. You can hold it up to 3 levels of explosion. You want to always be using the third explosion possible because it's the one that launches you the farthest. And you can recharge burst by either hitting little things of fire, or by touching those lava things to do like a little. You get like a big high jump off them. If there are panels that have fire on them, burst can also like dash up them like they're dash panels. But that's very. That's not something you can usually do. That's actually only in I can think of. Skyroad 3 if you're going to use bursts, but we are not going to do that. So,
No.
We're done with the first world already. Welcome to World 2, Desert Ruins. Things are only getting crazier from here. Woo! There's some awesome movement in this level. And if we didn't use Wisps, if we didn't use the Asteroid Wisp in Windy Hill 1, this is actually the first level where you're introduced to it in any percent. Asteroid's very weird. So it has two forms, this little Saturn-looking form and a Vortex form, where you always want to be in the Vortex form because it moves faster, jumps higher, and can also eat any enemy. But you have to eat like 15 enemies worth of stuff to get there, or like several giant enemies.
Yeah.
And the way that its speed works is that you kind of want to be running off of ledges more than anything else. Because that's how all of your speed, you lose all of your speed by jumping with it. So to avoid that, we avoid jumping with it as much as we possibly can. You can also hold the Y button to make it land faster, and that's actually very necessary in a platforming section with it later, because if we don't land, we can't double jump, and it's really frustrating to get your jump eaten like that. Oh, ooh. That can happen. It's one of my favorite movement sections right here. Just a blast to get through.
Yeah, lots of fun jumps.
Shout out to Nixer, the Sadex god, who recently decided to show me some ILs of his in this game that were like a few seconds faster than mine in all three places, including several showing strats that I had never conceived of or thought about. Including the placement of an asteroid capsule in this level that I had no idea about. I'm not going to be going for it here, but it's something I'm going to be looking into in the future. But yeah, shout out to Nixer for doing that. Here's a cool jump. We skip mandatory combat with that.
Yeah. Now we have more mandatory combat we can't skip.
Well, we thought so at least, but this is the you can actually skip this combat with a Wisp capsule, an asteroid capsule that's hidden kind of close to this section. But it's not something I knew about until Nixer posted an IL of this level that was like almost 10 seconds faster than mine. It's because he was able to skip that combat there. So that, again, that's I want to be incorporating that, but it's actually in kind of a weird spot for the asteroid Wisp because it's above some of those fire spinners. So I need to like figure out a good strat before I can start putting that in the runs.
Yeah, that like upper area is not easy to get to casually.
No, not at all. And so here we're just going to be climbing. This is where it's really important that I fully land before attempting more jumps, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to make it up as high as I want, and that's going to mess me up really bad. If we run out of asteroid timer, then we have to become asteroid with Vortex again before the level ends, because it's the only way to kill that giant worm. But luckily, we did it.
250 on the dot. Nice.
Oh, we just posted the time attack rankings. Awesome.
Yo, what's your rank?
Oh, this is a worst time. Why is it letting me post a worst time? Whatever. In Sonic Generations 3DS, if you submit a time and you get a time that's worse than the submitted time, it won't ask you to submit again, but that is not the case in this game.
Dips for gore.
They really did. So this level, whoops. I guess we don't need to get up on the loop now, but this is where I wanted to be. This level changes quite a bit in New Game Plus because we get the Drill Wisp, which lets us skip almost all of the puzzle solving. We already skipped most of the puzzle solving with some good platforming, but now we really skip all of the puzzle solving with the drill.
Yeah, you see how he just went up those walls there? Like, that was just preventing the necessary buttons to make platforms go out.
This game...
That was also a really cool spin hop.
Yes, spin hopping is a tech we haven't talked about yet, but you guys have seen it a little bit. By canceling a spin dash immediately into a jump, you get Sonic an insane amount of forward horizontal momentum. And it's actually useful in a lot of places over a spin dash as like a movement option from like the ground zero, whatever you want to call it. It's a tech exclusive to this version of the game. It's not in Wii U by any capacity. I think it's really cool. And I believe somebody told me that there's the name of some tech in Sonic for Smash Brothers called a spin hop. We didn't name it after that, but if that's the case, that's really cool. That there's 2 separate spin hops. We're skipping a lot of puzzle solving here, by the way. We're going straight to the end of the level. Like, look,
yeah.
we just passed up an entire section of the level. And it's over.
Yeah, that fast.
Not gonna post our time attack ranking this time, because we don't need to do that. Oh, did I just hit Desert Ruins 2 again?
No.
Oh my god, guys, this is the gameplay that you were here for. Okay, so Desert Ruins Zone 3, which is what I meant to hit. Desert Ruins
Zone...
Zone...
over before you finish the sentence.
Yeah, pretty much. The time it takes to explain what's going on is longer than the level itself.
Yeah, basically it's one huge skip that skips all this, like, you see that, like, extending platforms over there? Yeah, we don't touch that at all. That's
No,
like,
yeah.
The combat stuff.
This level took like 5... Oh, nice. Nice save. This took like 5 minutes casually, and in the speedrun, this can take less than 30 seconds. Nixer recently improved the world record here to a 26, which is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Basically did not slow down the entire IL, even a little bit.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. One of the longest, most annoying levels in the game casually is a complete joke to us. We go straight to the ending. Recently, we used to do combat at the end, but we found out it was faster just to sit on that dude's head, and it'll take you straight to the end.
Yeah. He's like, I'm out of here. Oh, look at this wisp. This one's fun.
Watch my DS, because I'm going to be using it to pilot this wisp left and right. Here. Just like that. That's how we're going to do this whole IL.
Yeah, this level is it's quite annoying.
You have to... It's all mandatory tornado combat, so we have to kill all of the tornadoes in this section with the Quake Wisp in order to continue. You can't kill them with anything else. I'm not even sure Super Sonic can kill these things. You need to have either a Quake Wisp or a Vortex Form Asteroid to kill these things. Or a drill.
And you also have to remember in this level particularly to not redo any sections by hitting the wrong teleporters, which is something that needs to be learned.
There are teleporters everywhere, and many of them are unhelpful. We have to route it in such a way that we only hit the ones that'll take us to places we haven't been, or at least set us up so that we can go somewhere else. And now we have a lot of tricky platforming with the Quake Wisp, because we're going to have to do combat and navigation. It's very hard.
Yeah, it doesn't help that you can't go backwards or slow down at all.
Yep. Alright, this path is thin. Okay, cool. I think that is the first time in a marathon run of this I haven't messed up that section.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was weird.
I tried to do a cool strat where you slam on top of the thing, but I just missed it.
Ah.
So in this section, you can actually get some crazy jumps off breaking these rocks, but it's really not all that helpful. You could use it to skip a couple of these springs, like this. But you gotta be real precise with your jumping, because it's very easy to mess up. And we're gonna skip more combat by taking a top route. Grab this, and now we're gonna try to squish some worms.
Yeah, they don't even need to be above ground. You can just keep slamming, and they'll go away eventually. See?
This is so clean for this level. I never get this level this well.
Yeah, that was great.
4 seconds off of PV, that's awesome.
I don't know, I think it was good enough to post to the leaderboards. I think you should do that.
No, that's okay. You'll notice we're skipping, by the way, because this run is called All Speed Stages, we're skipping all of the bosses. We're going to be doing every level that isn't a boss, because we don't like the bosses, and we wanted to make a category without them. And so that's what we did. We made our own category. This level has some really sick 2D movement, and also has some just really long drills. This is the first level where drill is technically introduced in story mode.
Yeah, and underwater.
Yeah, first time Drill's introduced underwater, I think. Drill's going to come back later in its worst form ever. But here it's tolerable.
Yeah.
I would say this is arguably the best Drill that they've done in one of the handheld games, because the one in Colors DS is just awful. We didn't have a lot of speed coming up. We used it to our advantage to fall in a spot that's different from normally where we fall there. But we're just drilling straight through tornadoes. Earlier we sucked up tornadoes with Asteroid, and then we also rolled through tornadoes with the Quake Wisp, so this game surely understands how tornadoes work.
Yes, they are weak to many things.
Yeah, if you see a tornado, try drilling it or throwing a rock at it. It cannot go wrong.
Yeah, or a black hole if you have one of those in your pocket.
Yeah, if you have if you have like a pocket dimension, now is the time. So supposedly somebody's told me that you can deload the tornadoes in this section, but I ain't figured out how to do it. I think this level has a lot of unknown optimizations in it. One day we'll find them out. Right now, we're just kind of using the drill to take the fastest possible routes everywhere we can. We don't want to run out of drill until we're in this part of the level right here. We want to keep drill up until then, because if it goes back to Sonic in any of those other parts, you get the most awkward camera angles of all time. And it's really disorienting, because, like, look how much the camera's flipping here. Imagine that, but, like, you got out of drill by accident, and now you're having to deal with that.
Yeah, also this jump. Whoa. That was crazy.
That's what we call gravity.
It sure was.
Okay, I think we won't drown here, but just in case, let's get an air bubble.
Very good. We can't have that poor hedgehog drowning.
No, not at all. Oh, I forgot to mention, Sonic has a bounce attack in this game, if you've seen us use it a couple times. It can go straight through enemies, and also helps you fall faster. But because it's a bounce attack, obviously, when you fall and you land on the ground, you bounce. So we actually can use it. We can use it to fall faster in places where we can cancel it. So like falling onto a dash pad or falling onto a spring. Somewhere where we can immediately cancel the bounce animation, it's very useful. We want to stay drill for the end of the level here because these guys are a nightmare to destroy without the drill. Let me just say.
Yeah. It doesn't help that the camera that you're seeing now doesn't line up with the camera that Sonic may be doing, or would be perceiving, without the drill wisp.
Alright, so that was Tropical Coast Zone 1, and I think it was relatively conventional level. You guys are not prepared for what the goal is in Tropical Coast... I'm sorry. Tropical Coast Zone 2. I want to say Resort so bad.
Yeah.
This level has a lot of combat, but it also has, dun-dun-dun-dun, apple pushing.
Oh yeah. That's my, like, favorite activity besides playing Sonic Lost Mode for 3DS.
Yeah, pushing apples into a giant fan to make apple juice. Noted that there is a level like this in console, it's just not as bad as this.
Yeah.
But there's some cool stuff with combat we can do here, because certain enemies actually hurt to homing attack. Like, there's enemies that are spiky that hurt Sonic on contact, but you'll notice that we can chain multiple enemies together. By making enemies that hurt Sonic the middle part or later of a homing attack chain, basically they don't have, as long as they're not first in the chain, then what'll happen is Sonic can still kill them without taking any damage. So we use that to our advantage here to kill several enemies that normally would hurt on contact. And a nice thing about New Game Plus is that we can skip the final apple pushing section of this level with our friend the Electric Wisp. The Electric Wisp normally comes in later at Frozen Factory, but we're going to be using it here. First we got some combat. Check this out. Big circle.
Flawless.
Oh, okay, come on, come on. I'm pressing buttons. Oh no, we lost lightning. I'm going to have to just push the apples.
Ah, no.
So sad. It's not that much slower to push the apples. Like, obviously I can do it in any percent, so I have a fast route for it. But lightning, when it touches water, gets lost. That actually comes into play in a bonus stage later. But that's okay. I know you guys just really wanted some more sick apple pushing in combat.
We need to complete the apple juice giant cylinder, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thirsty. This level reminds me of Pikmin right here. Like, this looks like the Perplexing Pool, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. It bothers me so much how much this looks like Pikmin.
Honestly,
and also,
that's so true.
Accidental wall runs can happen here because this is a free cam 3D stage. Alright guys, the Sonic Heroes have arrived.
Oh, they're gonna save the day.
Because egg pawns are the most powerful enemy in this game. They take a fully charged homing attack to kill.
Yeah.
But if you have invincibility, it takes nothing.
Yeah, charging a homing attack in this game is unique to Sonic Lost World. It takes like a second or two to charge it to full. You just have to wait. That's all charging is. You're not actually doing anything. It's just waiting.
Yep. You just wait for it to fully charge, and then you strike. Some bosses can only be killed with fully charged homing attacks as well. So Tropical Coast Zone 3 contains this game's biggest mistake. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure. So as you can see, that drill wisp that we had nicely in 2D before, it's a bit different this time around.
It's a nightmare to use. It's impossible if you lose your vertical alignment to get back to that place, so we're using these air dash rings as like alignment adjusters, but also I'm only moving left and right. I'm avoiding moving up if I can, because it ruins this movement. And we got a cool skip coming up, I gotta focus. Nice!
Yeah, that was good.
So now we get to skip all of this section by running on top of it.
Yes.
This is the only way you can get up here as Sonic, by the way, is to bounce on that Wisp Capsule. Super Sonic can get up here like it's nothing.
Yeah, Super Sonic is a bit broken.
Just a little. I've been doing a lot of grinding with Super Sonic, and so another thing I did there is I activated the drill the moment he went underwater to avoid loading the tornadoes until I'm ready to see them, because they lagged the game quite a bit. So now we're in a giant toilet bowl section. Just, getting flushed, I guess.
Yeah, we're going upstream though. We're getting out, escaping.
Worth to note that the drill wisp cannot die. It just kind of gets hit backwards repeatedly until you run out. This is an auto run section. We can't make this any faster except to hug the center. We actually need to grab a drill capsule here because it'll let us skip combat in the section after this. Yeah. This is one of those developer-intended skips we're talking about.
Yes, rewarding the keen eye of a player.
Whoa! Almost lost it, but then we didn't. And I hold out that drill as long as I possibly can, because this drill is really hard to recharge. There's a capsule here, but the depth perception gets really messy. Oh, we hit it! Nice.
Nice, yeah, that was real tough to get.
If you can see me fumbling around with the drill, just know that I've been playing this game for almost 3 straight years. And if I'm fumbling with the drill, imagine what you're going to be doing the first time you play this game. This game is so brutal casually, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I think, obviously the biggest problem with this wisp underwater is that if you let go of the circle pad, you don't go to a neutral position. You don't go, completely straight. You will keep going that direction that you last went, which is, horrible.
We have a much larger toilet bowl section here, just avoiding the spikes, basically, making sure we grab capsules on the way up. It should be noted that I'm routing all red rings for this game currently because you do collect red rings, that's how we unlock the extra stages. But the red rings you have to get in these toilet bowl sections are really hard to, 1, notice, 2, be in the right position to grab. So that's going to be fun once we finally get down to that.
Reminds me of Sonic Generations on console, the Sky Sanctuary Classic. There's 3 red rings on 3 separate paths, and you can only get one of them.
Yup. Yeah, it's so annoying to miss. So, almost done with Tropical Coast, but now we get the bonus stage, which I think is pretty cool. Also, something you're going to notice is that these bonus stages reuse, previous stages we've already seen and just fill them with spikes. Sonic Team loves to do that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, thankfully we can do some skipping here with the electric wisp going around fighting enemies and grabbing onto electric things. One of the worst parts about this stage is that the devs know that you're going to try and zip around as fast as possible. So to make sure that it was difficult, those little water balloons next to those things you're supposed to grab that you can homing attack as well, that makes you lose the Wisp immediately and will likely kill Sonic. So that's something to watch out for.
So you can, these little electric mines are actually homing attackable with electric wisp, so it's really nice. Not something that's completely obvious at first go though.
Yeah.
Took a while for me to know that.
Oh yeah, bowling.
Let's see how we do. Nice.
Oh, strike.
You have huge AoE on your attacks, so you want to try to kind of target like 2 guys like very close to the center so that you kill as many as possible. This part's really cool, I think. Oh! Oh, that's okay. We did it.
Yeah, choosing the mines and not the water balloons. Quick thinking.
Nice. Okay, now we've got one more combat section to end the level. And we're going to do it while reaching for the stars. Another thing about this is that if you can hit an enemy next to an enemy, usually, like we said, you do AoE damage. So it's actually super useful if you can, like, kill enemies in such a way that you attack 2 at a time. Because you'll move faster through, like, chains of enemies.
Alright, that's Tropical Coast. Now we're moving to a bit of a chillier environment with some Frozen Factory.
As this level is known in the UK, average summer in Wales. So, this level is awesome. Some really banging movement, really difficult, but really fun to pull off. And we get this cool snowboard to bookend the level. We can do tricks off of a ramp to gain extra speed for a while, and by jumping, we maintain that speed slightly longer after it dissipates. So we want to be jumping a lot. And 28.23 is like the most normal time in the world to be ending that section. It's so unbelievably consistent.
Yeah, usually about the same each time.
We're skipping a lot of, they kind of want you to go up and do a bunch of electric wisp challenges, but it's way faster to just not.
Yeah, bye penguins, we don't care.
We're gonna skip one guy. Oh, almost. Alright, we're gonna skip some mandatory, combat or whatever or something, I don't know. We're skipping a bunch of stuff by running around the wall.
Yeah, a cool trick with Sonic's parkour system in this game is that while running upwards on a wall, Sonic can like do I guess like an analog would be like the quick step, doing that on the wall like left and right, so that Sonic can move a little bit each way, and he can do that repeatedly as many times as he wants, as long as he's moving upwards.
Alright, these gears are insta-kill if you touch the left or right side.
Yeah, not sure why they decided that. Yeah, the electric wisp has little plugs that they can use. Usually that opens up something, but in this case we're skipping it because it takes a second to actually activate them.
I'm gonna take the safe route here. So there's like the safe route wasn't even safe. He's gonna die. It's fine. We're right behind where we were. I guess I'm just gonna take the not safe route because why not? Oh look, the not safe route was safer.
Yeah, big jump right into a homing attack. Nothing needed to be done right there.
Excuse me? Targeting? There we go. Welcome back to the snowboard.
Was like, no.
No, that big worm wanted to eat every input I had. He loves to do that.
Ah. Snowboarding on rails.
And this section is huge. It goes so far out into the horizontal directions. But we're trying to take the most streamlined path we can through it. And just when you thought this level was pretty fast, it's about to get even faster. This snowboard is so hard to control at this speed, and we're going to be going on some real skinny platforms.
I guess it's appropriate that snowboarding is very slippery.
Oh, well, you're right. What do I say to that? I got nothing. So, worth noting that if you run out of speed shoes while you're falling towards the end here, Sonic will just drop like a lead balloon in the air. Like, he gains 0 momentum.
Yeah, and that can just be a death sentence if you happen to use it at the wrong time.
And that was, despite the death, 308's a great time here.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's good. Yeah, sub 3 is like really good, so that wasn't bad at all.
Next up is one of my favorite 2D stages in the entire game, and so we don't get the laser wisp until the very last 2D stage in the game. So every other 2D stage except for DR2 gets the laser wisp at the end of the game. Big jump at the beginning.
Yeah, very stylish jumps off walls. And some rail switching. Yeah, just lots of stuff happening all at once.
This is such a quick level. We're skipping a massive amount of stuff by not falling in the lower routes here. You would not believe how large this level is vertically.
Yeah, we skipped that vertical elevator there, and we skip a horizontal elevator not too long from here.
Just spin hops for days here.
Absolutely.
And normally we try to take the upper route, but because we have the laser wisp, instead of going up a mountain, we're going to go through the mountain.
Nice.
Got one more laser we want to grab. That gives us enough speed to go up towards a higher part of the wall as well. Alright. Really cool ending here. Let's see if we can pull it off. They put all those rings there for you just to let you know exactly where you need the laser. It's awesome.
Yeah.
How was that, y'all?
Fantastic.
118 is a very good time. Anything sub 120 means you are bussin', respectfully. So, we just had two awesome stages that really play with your movements in ways that I've not seen in Sonic games do. Now for a level that makes everyone quit this game.
Yeah.
This is Nightmare World. Also, this music could not sound more Mario, in my opinion.
That's true.
We need to roll this snowball to a very specific size so that we can unlock 4 snowballs on the main platform that help us move to the next part of the level. We're just rolling snowballs here.
Oh yeah. I like how they put a teleporter at the end of each like mini snowballing section so that you can return to the main one. But we're not going to do that like for most of them because it's just faster to go all the way back.
Yep. This one is a little tricky. We don't want to drop it as we're turning here, so I try to make a big wide turn.
These are the decisions that need to be made when you're playing a Sonic game.
Yeah, figuring out your snowball length is so important.
Oh yeah.
And just when you thought this level couldn't get any better, we're introduced to this monstrosity. Now, basically, this thing acts like a cosmic clone in Mario Galaxy. It will copy any movements you make and wants to follow and hurt you as much as it possibly can. And you'll see that we can, no matter how fast you run, you'll never run away from your demons. Oh my god, I was turning the thing! Excuse me?
Ooh.
Normally you can turn the ball there. Very silly stuff.
Much like this game.
Yep. That's okay though, that happens. This level is much easier because of the Quake Wisp. It only opens up like one big part here, but this skips a lot of really annoying movement that we normally have to do in any percent.
Yeah, it's weird how like this area is like a bunch of like hubs. Like there's like 4 like building areas and you have to like traverse them like in a weird way.
Now, if you thought this game was like Mario Galaxy before, this is the Marioist Galaxy that it gets.
Yep, you are on a planet, that's for sure.
And the homing attack targeting, if you're not high enough, loves to put you undershoot these ones on the wasps. Alright, so here's where
it'll target the switch instead of the wasp, and then it will just hurt you. It's like so.
Here's where we use the snowball's mimicry to our advantage. We hit this one switch like 5 times, so that there's like barely any chance that we'll miss when the ball's on there.
Yeah, also routing this section is an absolute nightmare, because you have to remember everything on the planet where everything looks the same.
Yeah, I missed one little guy, and It's just so hard to get back.
Activate a switch, to activate another switch, to activate the final one to get to the teleporter to the next section.
So, worth noting that although these guys have to have a... although these guys need a fully charged homing attack to be killed, as long as you have one of them in a chain where you're homing attacking one, you'll always have a fully charged attack for the next one.
Yeah.
So now we get a really funny glitch to skip the end of this level, because thank God we can skip the end of this level. It's just more snowball nonsense. So I bet you're wondering, how do you... are there any wall clips in the game where you run through walls? And the answer is yes. This one.
All the way down.
And we're done. Thank God.
Yeah. It's funny, a normal casual run through of this game for the first time. Ooh, that'll run you 25 minutes because you're just not gonna have any idea of what to do.
Yep.
That's usually how it goes. But now it's only 3 minutes and it was still a chore.
And now we get... this is the most level of all time. Very little happens here, so this is the extra stage for Frozen Factory. All we do here is we get Vortex Form really quickly, and we just kind of maintain it and keep eating things, and then we get to the end of the level. You'll notice that this is the snowboard section from Frozen Factory 1. So I try to approach it kind of like I approach that snowboard section for the most part. But there's other stuff like this that you want to pay attention to. And you have to be Vortex Form to like get through these really big spike balls. There's no other way around them.
Do we have time for a donation?
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a $30 donation from Nabdog without comment. But thank you so much for your donation, and again we're raising money.
Did you say from
For
Navdope?
Yes, from Nabdog.
Navdope?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my girlfriend. Nice.
Yo, let's go. Shout out to
Nice.
So epic. But yeah, they're raising money for...
Oh, we ran out of Vortex Form because I kind of got lost in that half of the level for a second, but that's okay. We're just going to get it right back anyway. Because there's like 40 billion trees right in front of us.
Good thing.
We're literally...
I find it funny, like, what's weak in this game, or which wisps in this game are weak to what elements? Because, like, the asteroid wisp is weak to electric stuff. You can't touch those. Those are hazardous. The electric wisp is weak to water. But the asteroid wisp can touch spikes because it can absorb them. So it's like not very consistent in a weird like elemental way.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. There isn't a whole like through line of logic to how these work. But we're almost done with this level. Just need to hit the spring and fall onto the ending. Sonic stands right at the edge here.
I didn't notice that. It's funny.
Alright, so now we're heading into Silent Forest, which is 3 absolute bangers. Probably the 3 best levels in the game in any given area.
It is very fun.
Yeah, so we're going to start off with some more Mario Galaxy.
Of course. This time in a jungle.
We actually still have control of Sonic during that flower cutscene there, so I use that to move forward as much as I possibly can. But it's hard because with the shape of the planetoid and how random your position is after homing attacking the switch, you really don't know if you're walking the right way or not most of the time. You just kind of have to guess. And this is normally where you get Quake for the first time. Whoops.
Yeah, we don't even need to... Oop. Oh, maybe we do. But yeah, we don't even need the Quake Wisp to get over here to hit that switch. We just jump right over.
And now we're going to do a really sick jump that skips most of this whole section.
Oh yeah, just barely reaching that platform. Fantastic. And reaching that one with a homing attack. More flower. Boop.
So now we just fall. We want to hit air dash rings as much as possible to fall faster and avoid bouncing on clouds. That one you can't avoid bouncing on at least once.
Is this the only skydiving section in the game?
Yes. In this level. This game has so many one-level gimmicks, it's hard to keep track of what's where.
Yeah.
Alright, now we have combat. We need to kill 4 turtles. 3 are in one place, and this 4th one is just kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah, I always found it like, haha, you didn't remember about the beginning turtle, so now you have to go back.
It absolutely is meant to be a trap. And now we're gonna fall to the end.
Yeah, everyone knows the big flower makes you go to the end of the level.
Of course it does. Alright, so that's Silent Forest 1. Silent Forest 2 is the moment you've all been waiting for, because that's the level that uses Honeycomb Highway as its OST.
Oh yeah.
And Silent Forest Zone 2 is like my level. I have put I don't know how many hours into grinding the stage out and lowering it by like 0.2 seconds at a time all the time. I love it. It's really technical, really fun, has one of my favorite sections of 3D movements in any Sonic game, so let's enjoy. This is also the only 3D level with rails.
Is it really?
Yeah, no other 3D level has rails. Well, I guess technically some of the extra stages do, but I don't count those because you're not normally supposed to be, like they fill them with spikes. Like, you can't use them, but they're there, I guess.
Well, you did snowboard on a rail in Frozen Factory 1.
Okay, fair enough. The only 3D level with rails that we're not on a snowboard for.
Alright. Oh,
Also, Sonic Heroes once again. But we killed those 3 chickens on the rail in order to open up this electric capsule so that we can get through this part of the stage much faster. You want to stay on this rail, and we don't want to switch rails until after electric is run out, otherwise Sonic will die. Alright guys, this section is here to hype you up because we are going towards my favorite section in the game here. There's some really awesome 3D movement coming up, so you don't want to miss that. And also...
Yeah, we also need like millions of rings apparently. Like, the game just decided, hey, here's like 200, and then a bunch of them in lines.
We get like upwards of 300 rings just right there. Yeah, keep an eye on our ring count. If I don't ever get hit or die, we're gonna hit a lot of rings at the end of this level. I'm doing some minor optimizations. By jumping around the front of the wall, I can run straight on the sides, which is faster. Whoa! He almost did a homing attack there. And it's still going! And there we go. And now here we got some electric combat. This is where what I was talking about earlier, like getting an AoE hit on something is faster, because we can kill that turtle in 2 hits instead of 3 by hitting the enemy to the left of it first and then hitting the turtle.
Mm-hmm. Now we're having a nice ride on these new electric rails.
Yep.
That Sonic cannot normally ride unless he has an electric shield or using this wisp.
And yeah, if anybody's wondering, it is really trippy to get used to where everything is in this game because of the way that these levels are styled.
Yeah. And you can just jump that normally.
Yeah, so by
even have
using
to do
Electric
that.
Wisp, we can just jump over that gap. It has an insane amount of jump height. Alright, we got some rail sections to end out the game, but I think most of the hard part of the levels are behind us now. Also, peep the ring count, guys. We're gonna hit 999 to end the level.
Woo! I can't wait to see Sonic be rich.
Thank God.
Now we don't even have to go to the casino to get that Chaos Emerald.
Oh, but we're going anyway.
Oh, you're right. Won't that be fun?
Oh, you guys aren't ready for the casino level. I'm not either.
Yeah, we can also just go right through those enemies. That's fun.
Yeah, thanks to the electric shield, they're nothing. Alright. Peep the ring count. 999.
Yeah.
We did it. Hang on, can we get a 47? Nope, 4803.
Not bad at
Amazing
all.
time, though.
Yeah.
That level only
It's
gets
very
faster
easy.
and faster.
Yeah, it's very easy to die at the section with all the wall running. I found that to be a big problem when I was doing my any percent runs.
Now, Silent Forest 3, in my opinion, is one of the hardest levels in the entire game. It is. There's so much tricky movement going on here, like that. We skipped. We skipped the rail loop by jumping under it, and we have a lot of cycles we need to make.
Yeah, a lot of very tight cycles. I think in any percent there's like one ridiculously tight cycle that like, oh my god, it's terrible. You have to do everything perfectly, or else you have to wait for those giant
Crushers.
you know, yeah, the crushers, right? To go back down so you can jump on them.
Also, this song is exclusive to the 3DS version. This song is in the other versions, but not with this drum track underneath it. Oh, yes!
Oh, yeah, that was close. Almost got crushed.
But then we didn't. It was worth it to
Oh,
save
that's
2
good.
seconds.
Absolutely.
Here's a really cool part. We're gonna skip this whole downwards rail section just by jumping to the top of it.
Yeah.
Now we have a rail slope jump to get up all the way here.
Yeah. Take a ride on the electric rails again. Yeah, Sonic has to disarm the enemy with his wave attack. That's something unique to this version of the game. Usually,
And
or
was
in the console version, he has like a kick.
yeah, in this game he has a little like sonic boom that he can fire off to stun enemies, which is an attack that we all know was later transferred to Sonic Frontiers. So this game lives on, damn it.
Absolutely. Dare I say, this game was foundational to Sonic Frontiers.
Absolutely. Sonic Frontiers could not exist without Sonic Lost World 3DS, and I'm tired of pretending like it could.
Oh yeah, big slope jump.
Alright, now we're going to try to trigger him on purpose here. Oh, but we didn't get the speed we needed. That's okay. Hey, did you know that you
Oh,
could just
nice.
do that? I found that out today.
I was gonna say, I didn't know that. That's very interesting.
I'm still finding new movement for this game every time I come back to it. There's just so much to know with how deep Sonic's moveset is.
Yeah, those disappearing blocks in that giant square is just annoying. Ooh, are we gonna do a cool jump?
We are.
Oh yeah, very nice. Yeah, using the capsules as like platforms is like one of the coolest things in this game for sure. The few times it happens.
And if you're wondering how much longer can this possibly go on, I have great news for you. The level's over.
In the console version, I'm pretty sure the owl is an insta-kill if you get caught, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's that level is laid out so much less friendly in the console version.
Yeah,
really go
I'm pretty sure
fast.
part of it's an auto-scroller too, like,
It's hard. Secretly a good Sonic game, yes, it is, but I will say that loud. Because everybody knows that I can't shut up about this game, and that's partially just because it's a game that nobody knows anything about for the most part, except for the very few people that run it. It's not like the most popular Sonic game ever, nor is Lost World that popular in general among Sonic fans. So yeah, I take my opportunity to sing this game's praises because I'd like people to stop trashing on Lost World without actually playing the game. That happens a lot. So this is really weird. We have combat in a tube section with bursts, so we kind of want to position ourselves in the middle. And burst can't hit these switches very easily. It has to slow down and like hit them like that.
yeah, it's another instance of similar to the drill wisp. Letting go of the control stick doesn't allow you to go back to neutral. You will keep moving in what direction you last went. Very annoying. But yeah, it's as if the devs were like, all right, we need a special stage, or rather, an extra stage for the end of Silent Forest. What are we gonna do, guys? All right, let me draw some paper out of a hat right here. Okay, tube section. Cool.
Tubes,
Burst.
lava.
Great. And and combat. All right, wonderful. This is great. Publish this.
Literally, Yeah, this level was just not very fun.
Oh, that was a good switch hit.
That's another thing I actually figured out slightly before practicing for this run. I was like, oh, you actually can hit that with some relative consistency. It's
Nice.
Again, it's really hard to consistently hit switches with burst. And fully charged burst is our most powerful attack, so I'm always angling to use that. And that, we're out of here. Thank God.
Ooh, that forest was thick. I wish I could go gambling or something.
Yeah, after that forest, I feel like, I don't know, gambling. Hopefully the next level is pinball focused with a big casino element. Oh,
That would be wonderful.
What? Skyroad? So, Skyroad in console uses a lot of recycled assets from Windy Hill. And in this version, it's a casino.
Not to be confused with the casino from Frozen Factory in the console version. That's a different casino. Absolutely. This one's in the sky.
Yeah, this one's in the sky. It's got some really cool movement, but has tons of really frustrating stuff, too. Namely, these guys.
Oh yeah, big wheels.
Getting off of them at the same angle every time is actually really hard, and the game just really refuses to let you move quickly off of them. Like, ideally you want to get off them as soon as you can, but, like, most of the time you end up putting yourself in a really awkward aerial position if that happens. So it's like, you kind of just take what you can get. And now, here we need to play pinball / bingo. We need to get a horizontal and a vertical. That was really, really slick horizontal. We got our vertical, now let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Just imagine this section casually. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Trying to figure out how on earth that even works.
I forgot to spin hop there, so now we need to hit this platform. Whoops.
A slight detour.
But like,
Nice.
whoa, no, okay.
Ah,
Normally I'm
Ah,
not
yeah.
here.
that
Sonic?
egg pond was like, hello.
Okay, back to normal.
Yeah, very quick dismount off of that ball.
If you think this level looks really confusing and hard to remember, that's because it is.
Mm.
It was
And I don't
so...
even think the camera flips around at all. It's just like that disorienting to begin with.
Yeah, there's a lot of very samey looking parts where you're like running up a wall over and over again. We only need a vertical bingo here, thank God. Man, somebody really put bingo on this highway? That's crazy.
I don't believe it.
Alright, yeah, we need the laser wisp here in order to skip a lot of movement. And this is a level. This level is so massive vertically, it has a lot of dimps pits where it's just like, hey, you fell, man, that's 25 minutes of your time.
Yeah.
Skipping this. Jumping here. And the final laser part of the level. Thank God.
Wow, the stars are twinkling.
Yeah, this section is so large that you can see the diamonds below you deload at certain points when you get away from them.
Yeah.
Skyroad Zone 2 coming up. Now, we've had a lot of really interesting levels. Skyroad 2 is not one of them. This level is just vertical climbing with Asteroid. Really feels like they ran out of ideas with this level.
Yeah, I nominate this one personally as the most level of all time.
Yeah, it is just the most level. Like, you know, there's some enemies, and there's a gold ring. It's a good old-fashioned level. You play this level and you go, yep, that was a level in Sonic Lost World for Nintendo 3DS.
And isn't that all you really need?
All we really need is Sonic Lost World 3DS, thank God. Ow. So we need to get in the Vortex form here. We're just gonna do that by eating as much of these guys and all of these dice as much as we can. I think we need like 15 total in order to get Vortex form. And we gotta make sure that we strategically recharge the asteroids so we don't lose our progress. And now we start the climb, TM. So this is probably the tallest vertical section in the entire game. We're going to be going up and up and up here. I'm going to hold left so that we start moving here quicker, because that's where you need to be. That's where the platforms are, and this recharge capsule. We need
I
to
don't think
avoid...
I've ever hit that rotating laser there.
I've hit it like once or twice trying to take really silly lines, but that's about it.
Ah. Yeah, most of these platforms are just suggestions, like just getting from one side of the arena to the other.
And
like, you don't even need to lose any height.
The kill plane is ridiculously low. Oops, that's okay. So normally we want to take that middle part, but it's kind of hard to hit it every time. And
Yeah,
then
also this is the transition point. We went to the casino, now we're just in a normal sky environment.
Yeah, this is going to serve as the basis for Sky Road Zone 3, which is not a casino level. This level exists to, like, kind of sync them up in a way. It's very strange.
Environmental storytelling.
So true. Sonic games usually don't got that. Okay, and that was the level.
Certainly so.
Top 10 levels that make you say, yep, that was a level.
Number 7 will shock you.
Alright. Now, we have a much more interesting level here. Sky Road Zone 3. This level utilizes some really strange gyro and some really sick platforming. We're going to be using the 3DS itself to steer.
Yes. In terms of the actual, like, Sonic as a character, this is probably the most perilous situation he's been in, at least in this game.
Yeah, there is no floor anywhere to be found.
That's Dimps for you.
That is Dimps. So normally, the game wants you to kind of jump off of one rocket and onto the next. But what we're actually going to do is keep this rocket as long as we possibly can. Also, yeah, please post your favorite jam emotes, because this song is so unbelievably good. Alright, get ready. I don't think you guys are ready.
Oh yeah, flip-flopping between walls. Immaculate.
Triangle jumping is actually the fastest way that we can get through series of walls that are together. Oh, we hit the further back one. And we need to hit these fans at the right cycle in order to be able to do this movement, but we made it.
Nice, nice.
This music makes such a good accompaniment to the movement. And now we're gonna... Just when you thought it couldn't get any faster, we hit some speed shoes.
We just went to the casino and we missed all those rings. Dang.
I know. Crazy jump time.
Oh yeah, crazy jump.
Alright. Back to your regularly scheduled dragon dance. So we're actually going to be... we cut down the number of rockets we use in this section greatly. So we're actually going to be trying to take several rockets literally as long as they possibly go.
It's odd because a lot of the rockets will just run out of fuel and stop at random points. And you don't know which rockets will be forever rockets and which ones are limited.
But
so
this is a
you have to
forever
know that ahead
rocket
of time.
right here.
Yeah. Eggman really said, hey, let's just put a bunch of spike balls floating in the sky and a bunch of robots up there, and that should take care of Sonic.
And you'll notice that we're flying on top of the sky. He can't even hit us.
Yeah, I guess that means Sonic is upside down at that point. How is he standing on it?
Don't question, just play Sonic Lost World 3DS.
That's true.
This is a fire shield that's going to help us in the next section. The Welsh Dragon, that's right. That's the dragon that we were just fighting. It's Sonic versus Wales in this game. I don't know who's going to win. We're skipping a lot of combat here. This level is particularly brutal for casual players, I must say. Thanks to our speed shoes, we can just go straight through this bouncy cloud section.
Those springs were just a suggestion as well. Also, hitting this speed booster is very important. It gives us enough speed to make this jump in a second.
This, yeah, can't lose that speed pad speed or else you can't make that jump.
Yeah, dodging the fans carefully.
And one last blitz to the ending. This level has
With more speed shoes.
three freaking speed shoes capsules, more than any other level.
Yeah, Sonic's going so fast he's going over small gaps without falling into them.
Yep, one more level left, gamers.
Yeah.
And that's Sky Road Extra, a level that dares to ask... Oh my god, wait, we got a 4-0 flat! I didn't even realize.
Yeah,
No
wow,
sub
that was
3.
like just a second from PB, that's great.
No sub 3 for Brandino, or sub 4. Sad. Okay, so this level dares to ask the question, what if we had a drill in Sky Road 1? And,
I don't know why anyone should ask that question.
Yeah, it was not a question that needed to be asked. Also, this doesn't look like any normal drill section. It was really hard to learn this particular level, because I had to route this one without any prior knowledge to where anything is. It took a lot of experimentation.
Does this one have a level map from the Sonic Central?
No, it doesn't. That's what made this one particularly hard. For a lot of the 2D levels, we have level maps that helped us like check our routes and find new things. This level doesn't have one, though. So we're kind of utilizing our wits to the best of their ability. We missed the fan cycle there, but that's okay. We were able to make it back to the next one. Okay, these guys... You also notice that this game lags like crazy when you take damage. So we kind of want to avoid damage just for that reason alone. I bet you're wondering, is there pinball? And I'm here to let you know that yes, there's even more.
I was getting worried.
Yeah, God forbid this level was going to be good. This is the weirdest series of events right here. You get a Whisk capsule up there and then have to get another Whisk... Whoa, whoops. We actually need that. Activated that too early. Then we need another Whisk capsule up there to go into a section from the bottom. That's a really Sonic Lost World thing. Oh, no!
No, it's okay. Sonic fell from the sky. He just landed on back on the ground.
Yeah, definitely. He's not at a high enough height that he might die.
Nah.
Alright, let's try that again.
He's done it before.
Take 2. This capsule's a little tricky.
Yeah.
And there we just got the fast version of it. Sonic. Okay, we want to fall into this cloud.
I love how blind that was.
Yeah, it's actually really consistent too. Oh, whoops. I always get confused here, but yeah, you want to take this bottom route. It's just that there's so many of these drill sections, it's so hard for me to remember where things are. Oops. Excuse me.
The bumpers are being rude.
Oh, and look, a perfect horizontal bingo when we don't need it. This game loves to do that. Oh, hey, that was rude. Oh my god. This is what happens in this section, man.
Yeah.
Imagine ILing this
Also-
level.
Yeah, also time is about to happen.
Oh, not yet,
as
not
well.
yet. We have one more section to go. But yeah, time is coming up at the end of this next section. So everybody,
right.
everybody prepare your goodbyes to Not the Same 2023.
Ooh, nice jump there.
Yeah, that one's a tricky bounce if you can get it. We grab this to avoid egg ponds that are in our way. And this is our only traditional slope jump in the game right there. We don't do a spin hop off it, we just slope jump.
Ah. Can't finish the stage without more rolly parts.
These are the worst rollies in the game. It's so hard to get to the where you need to go.
Yeah. They really did say, hey, remember that thing from Sonic 1? Yeah, let's bring that back.
They're also in CD.
True, Metallic Madness.
Alright, this is the final bingo. Time is going to be coming up when we hit the end of this level capsule, which is very soon. Alright.
Is Sonic gonna become a millionaire and win all of his gambles? Let's find out.
As soon as I can get over here... Oh my god. Oh my god! This doesn't normally happen, I swear. Usually it's harder to get... Okay, time's coming up right about now. GG! And that is not the same. Woo! We did it, everybody. I'm just watching myself on the stream fail to get that jump. Well, that was a really fun run. I'm glad you could all see it. Sonic Lost World is a game that everybody knows I can't shut up about, and was placed at the end of this because Tethys made a joke in a Sacer Direct once about playing this game. Like, he pulled it out, he's like, maybe I should play this, and he, like, threw it aside. He's like, no. So...
What a foolish mistake that was.
Yep, joke's on Tethys. But yeah, this game is really, really fun. I consider it a hidden gem of the Sonic franchise. Very few people play it. Very few people even know much about it, to be honest with you. Like, I think a lot of people just ask me, like, is it the same as the console version? They see footage, they think it is, but it really isn't. It is its own thing, and it was really exciting to get as good as I did at it and put all this work into it. And it's still a game that I love very much and put lots of works into. And yeah,
And still a game with lots of potential.
Yeah, no, unbelievable amounts of potential. There's probably minutes that we don't even know about just yet. But let's all give a massive, massive Sacer shout out to Tethys for running this. I think he's sleeping right now, which is very well deserved. But this was an awesome thing. I got to be here 3 freaking times this weekend, which is 3 more times than I thought I would be here. So shout outs. Glad to see all you guys and see everybody do their runs. Like watching Zephyr Scooby-Doo was a blast, among other things. Joey Yoshi's Island. I can't get into individual runs because I'll forget somebody, but... Alright, yeah, that's what we got. Lost World and Nintendo 3DS. Thank you guys for being here.
Brandino, that was a beautiful run, and that was really, really cool. I mean, you're making, as usual, handheld games, like, just glow out of every other games that exist of Sonic, especially Sonic series. You're insane. You're absolutely nuts. But...
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. It's great hearing that, and I just wanted to put on something entertaining for you guys, first and foremost. So, shout-outs.
So, right before we leave here, we have a few thanks. Tethys could not make it tonight, but he asked me if I could make the last words and the last, small things about the marathon. Just want to thank every single one of y'all for being amazing. I have a list of donators here, of course, that I had to give out the shoutouts to. We have Sonic on the main screen right there doing goodbyes and the waves. But yeah, massive shoutouts to Tethys, Brandino, Refrag, Freeside Shooky, Drywall, Originality Ace, Pippi, Spec, Underground, Schmalfa Schmalfin, I'm pretty sure I know who it is. It is not me, unfortunately. Snapcake, Witherman, Big Mikey, Freefall, Fruitsra, Deku, Victory Cannon, Strawberry Gem Teddy, Bloog, Cold Eggman, Sega Star, Poke Power, Sly Sonic, Dragon, Spacebar, Tempest, Mimic, Sephiroth, George, Brof, Sound Defense, Hilda, Squeefy, Nocton, AK8, Nacho, Venom, Nimputs, Anik, and Navdope. Thank you to every single one of y'all. Y'all made the event so much bigger than we just thought initially it was going to be. Raising over $1,000 is ridiculous, and I mean, I'm pretty sure that we went with the idea that this was not the same as the Sonic Adventure Era Marathon, but it is not the same anymore. We made a difference, gamers. So congratulations to every single one of y'all.
Thanks so much for this weekend, y'all. This was a blast to be here.
So, I mean, Brandino, you were the big guy to end it all. So
just think, 2 years of non-stop talking about this game led to this point.
That's crazy.
And hopefully it leads to it at GDQ this year, man. I submitted Lost World 3DS to GDQ, 2 separate categories, one with a hotfix VOD, one with a submission VOD that I recorded. So pray for Lost World 3DS at GDQ, everybody. We're gonna do it one of these years.
Fingers
Absolutely.
crossed.
Best of luck to you, gamer, and to every single one of y'all that also did a submission to GDQ. I mean, we really hope to see Sonic and more games. I mean, just the gamers in there, as many as we can, honestly. And
Yeah.
well, since you're the last run of the marathon, I think you know where this is going, right?
Who should we raid?
Yeah.
Okay,
Any
let's
ideas?
take a look at gamers. I see Mr. Freezy Pop playing Mario Party 3 with Zethar and Seahawks.
Ooh, that's
I think I would like to raid Freezy.
Well, all right, gamers. Any last messages? Any last thoughts before we
Sonic Lost
are
World
going?
for Nintendo 3DS.
Sonic Lost World for Nintendo 3DS.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotta go fast, gamers.
Go fast.
All right. Well, thank you once again to every single person that's been here encouraging our extra life here at the bottom. $1,129 as an angle is ridiculous once again. And shoutouts to Tethys, every single host, commentators, runners, everyone that put in the time here to really showcase and show out how amazing they are at video games and speed games. And yeah, see you next year for another edition, if not the same. But for now, we're gonna have something coming up in a few weeks that is a Dark Story tournament. So get hyped, gamers. Caesar is not done with the events.